Howdy, this is Lemmy with RevZilla. Today I'm joined by Joe Zito once again. We've also got Spurgeon up here looking back at EICMA. EICMA is the international motorcycle show that happens every year in Milan, and we all kind of wanted to hash out some of the stuff that we thought was important this year. Spurge, kick it off. What'd you like?
So I think for me, the biggest thing that I saw, drop was the complete restructuring of the middle-sized ADV segment, right?
Sure.
And my argument that I made in a Common Tread article last year was that really you had this big rush to the middle between KTM and Yamaha, and who was going to come out with the T7 or the 790 Adventure first. And as far as I'm concerned, the race is over. Yamaha lost. The T7, the T7 has been slated for a late 2020 release for a 2021 model.
I don't think you're wrong.
It's stupid. But then what I also saw was KTM come out with the 790 that is not going after this smaller segment. Instead, they're going after the jugular of the existing segment. I mean, when you look at what the 790 Adventure is coming with, quick shifter, 95 horsepower, a bike that weighs about 470 pounds, which is still heavy, but it's like 50 to 70 pounds lighter than everything else out there. It's going to crush Honda's Africa Twin. It's going to crush the Tiger XCX 800. It's going to crush even their 1090.
You're out of control right now. we need a price. We can't say
but
that
that's the big question, right? Is that if this bike comes in with everything that it has on it, and it's sub $13,000 or around $13,000,
not going to happen.
You don't think so?
Africa Twin's a bike to beat. That bike's phenomenal.
It's going to crush the Africa Twin.
It depends what it costs. If no one can afford it.
The Africa Twin in its base package is $13,500, $13,600. To get up to the next one, you're up to around 15 grand, and this is competing against the 15 grand version.
I am telling you, the next time we ride adventure bikes together, I will pass you on an Africa Twin.
No way. I think that what you're going to see come next spring is the 790 is going to, and it's going to cannibalize itself, right? I think my 1090 value is going to, I think if I was smart, I would sell my 1090 today.
All right, so I'm calling you out right now to wrap this thing up. What do you see the price tag on the KTM?
$12,999.
Wow. That's a lot of bike for that money.
The 1090 retail right now is 15 grand for MSRP. I think that bike is, I think 790 Adventure R is going to be
You've said
$12,999.
We'll revisit the topic. Joe, what'd you see? What'd you like?
Price is right. I was really into the accessory packages for the FTR 1200.
Okay.
This bike really excites me. It's really
Bike's
bitchin'. It's just something that we need here as a
So I saw the bike in Germany, but my question for you, and the bike looks really cool, but why the accessory packages?
It's kind of like the sad trombone when the thing actually was released, because it looked a lot like the Ducati Monster or the Ducati Scrambler.
I don't think that was sad trombone. So just educate me a little bit. What are the packages we're getting with this thing that's available?
They're going to offer sport, touring, or tour, and then there's a rally, and there's a tracker.
So you can dress these things up anyway.
Yeah, and you can mix and match pieces
Quick
from each
time
kit.
out. I'm just going to point out to everybody, Joe is one of the most talented fabricators I know.
And he wants a bolt-on kit.
And
He doesn't want to do it himself.
It's for the masses. It's for the masses. It's easy. You could finance the packages, and you could roll out of there with your brand new custom-built motorcycle.
So I will say this. So I look at someone like you or Lem, and I don't want to walk into a brand new bike and take a torch to it. But I think you guys have the ability to do that. So I do like the fact that this is something that can make you feel, it can make the everyman feel like they can work on their own bike, but it has to be executed correctly. We saw Triumph try this. If you remember back 2 years ago or a year and a half ago.
Oh yeah, the inspiration.
They had the inspiration packages, and they just couldn't figure out how to get it right at a dealer level.
Well, the problem with that, I think, is that the proliferation of part numbers was crazy. How is a dealer supposed to stock all that stuff?
But that's my point, right? So I think this is a great idea and concept, but I want to see the execution of it before I get excited about it.
The trick to this is you need to go to their website. The Indian website, the Build Your Own Bike, is so rad. I definitely wasted a half an hour yesterday messing with it.
I'll be the old fart here, guys. I got to say, I still expect that I need to do all that work myself. Having it all done feels too easy to me. It's too easy.
Yeah, I mean, you could.
Why would you want to do it the hard way? You're gonna buy an FTR 1200 and just chop it a piece?
From the guy who rides an adventure bike off road. All right.
No. Your turn now. What? Enough of ragging on us. What's your big takeaway for EICMA that you saw?
So mine's actually not relegated, I think, to an individual model so much as a brand. So Kawasaki, to me, hit 2 home runs and struck out. The W800, $97.99. That bike's awesome. It's actually coming in now cheaper, if you adjust for inflation, cheaper than it came in before. It is an objectively improved motorcycle, and it's selling for less than it sold, however many years ago.
Are we going to get the standard version or no?
I don't know. I hope we do. I don't really love the cafe thing personally. The standard, and it's funny, from all the comments I've seen, it looks like most people are a little more interested in the standard. So that thing was awesome. Z400, price on that's phenomenal. $4,799. If you compare that to, say, like a Honda CB300R, that thing rings in at $49.49 with ABS, and it's 100 cc's south in terms of displacement.
So what don't you like? What's your not like here?
So the dud, I think, is the Versys LT, the SE model. I'm completely baffled by this. So the standard Versys LT rings in at $12,199. I can't get that out.
Math whiz.
Exactly, little over 12 grand. They bumped the MSRP up on that. This bike, they put almost $5,000 onto the MSRP. Now, granted, it's getting a whole bunch of stuff, all sorts of electronic suspension.
Wait, you're talking about 17 grand?
17 grand. So now they're claiming a new motor, new chassis, new suspension.
I don't care what they're claiming.
My problem with this is you can still find a Versys, leftover on a floor somewhere for under $9 grand.
I'm going to stop you. So, here's my thing. I agree with you on the Z400, right? I love the Ninja 400. I love the one that we have here. What I don't agree with you on is the W800, right? So you're saying $9,700, $9,800?
$97.99. Yeah.
That's an air-cooled twin with bevel drive. Who is buying that bike over a liquid-cooled street twin? The current MSRP of a street twin is $9,100. And then we're getting the new version with the more horsepower. Now, they haven't released an MSRP
This one has
on
a
that bike.
cafe racer fairing on it.
You can get a street cup. You can get a leftover street cup, which is arguably a better bike. So what is my rationale for buying this, other than aesthetics? If I like the way this one looks better.
Better deal
Honestly,
network.
man, you know what it is?
How is it a better deal?
Maybe you had another Kawasaki and you liked it. I don't know.
I guess.
What's happening now is that to have an obscure machine, you have to go back to the Japanese. So now, instead of having there's 1,000 Triumphs in our parking lot every nice day.
And there's plenty of Cowie history with that in and of itself. However, I think that wraps up most of what we saw at EICMA. There were some other smaller, notable players there. You guys check out our articles on Comment Tread. We kind of ran through the gamut of what we saw out there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. I'm Lem. This is Joe and Spurge. We are out of here.